Hi everyone, I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about breastfeeding. I chose this topic because not only does it have a lot of different opinions and viewpoints, but I also just recently found out that I'm pregnant with my first child, so I thought it would be a good thing for me to start looking into. Breastfeeding is good for not only mom and baby. It helps in terms of health, money, and bonding time. I found a really good article on womenshealth.gov called Why is Breastfeeding Important? One of the things it goes into is that there are two different types of breast milk. The first type is colostrum. This is what's produced during pregnancy and just after birth. It is a yellowish color, thicker tendency, and it is very high and rich in nutrients and antibodies. The second type of breast milk is what is produced 3 to 5 days after birth. This is called mature milk. It is thinner with a white color. It not only has the nutrients and the antibodies, but it also has the sugar, protein, fat, and water that babies need to grow healthfully. There are other health things related to breastfeeding for babies. It helps them fight disease. That's the most common one that everyone thinks of when it comes to breastfeeding. It has extra cells and hormones that help the baby's immune system fight off diseases. Womenshealth.gov states that there has been a fact that babies who are formula fed are more commonly and more prone to ear infections and diarrhea. Also, babies who are formula fed are at higher risk for type 2 diabetes, asthma, lower respiratory infections, and gastrointestinal infections. I also found on WebMD.com that the American Academy of Pediatrics states that breastfeeding helps prevent SIDS. Now, for in case those of you who don't know what SIDS is, it's sudden infant death syndrome. This can happen without knowing ahead of time, and breastfeeding can help prevent this. Breastfeeding is also good for baby in terms of digestion. When you feed a baby formula, you're feeding a baby cow's milk. Cow's milk takes longer for a baby's digestive system to go through and digest. When you're feeding a baby breast milk, that is the more natural type of milk for a baby to be fed, and it does not take as long to digest, so it's easier on their digestive system. Breastfeeding is also good for baby because it's a good bonding time for baby and mom, which this is also a positive thing for mom as well. A lot of moms go through postpartum depression. This bonding time can help with that. The other health things that breastfeeding can help mom with is it helps reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, ovarian cancer, and breast cancer. It also helps mom and dad in many other ways. It helps save money, and it gives for a good routine. Routines in life make everything easier. When you're used to a routine, it's kind of like going through a rhythm throughout your day, and it makes everything seem a lot easier because you're not going through the chaos of doing everything at the same time or trying to figure out when you're going to fit something in. If you have a routine, you have a set schedule. Routines are also especially good for when mom starts going back to work. This is going to be a big obstacle for breastfeeding because mom needs to find the time to use her breast pump to relieve her breasts of the breast milk and to have the breast milk for baby for later. Another thing is, as I mentioned, it helps save money. Womenshealth.gov stated that formula feeding costs over $1,500 a year. Now, this includes not only the formula, but also the formula accessories, such as the bottles, the nipples, the sterilization kits, and all of the other accessories, which could include the heating systems, because they do make things that you can put a bottle in to heat it up instead of putting it in a microwave. Another reason that this helps in terms of money is because when a baby is breastfed, it's fighting off the diseases. So the baby is less likely to have hospitalizations or doctor visits. This saves not only number one, copays with insurance, it also helps number two, with parents, mom and dad, having to take off less time from work. Breastfeeding, as you can see, is a really good option for moms to go for. Not every mom has to go with breastfeeding. It's definitely an option, but it's a good option. It has positives for mom and for baby and even for dad. It saves money for both parents. It's good for mom and baby health-wise, and it's a good bonding time. I hope everyone learned a lot about breastfeeding. I definitely did when I was looking into this topic. Thank you very much for watching my speech.